This is Steve Buffrey and Mike Rutsey at Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City. Mike, tough loss for the Jays tonight. They're eliminated from the ALCS, but a pretty big game by Jose Bautista. I mean, you can't put any blame on him. There was some talk about Jose throwing the ball near the end of the game to the wrong base when the Kansas City's winning run scored. You don't agree with that, but what can you say about Bautista's night?
No, I think he threw to the right base. I think saying he didn't throw to, he should have thrown to Colabello, who went out as the cutoff man at first base. Colabello said it was 6-1, half a dozen of the other. Then they wouldn't have had the guy at second base, and they had no guarantee that they would have got Kane at home plate. So I think he was fine there. As for what he did at the plate, it was Reggie Jackson type of stuff. It was Mr. October. It was Babe Ruth. He puts them on the board when they're down 2-0, and then when it looked like they're down and out after Kansas City scored that third run, he hits the 2-run jack into left field. And big players do big things. And Jose had that monumental 3-run home run against Texas in the 7th inning to win that series. And he did everything he could but pitch in this game to win this game. So he's really proved himself in the postseason.
I guess, Mike, it's fair to say that the fact that this team didn't really come through with runners in scoring position is what buried them ultimately, I guess.
Well, tonight I believe they were 0 for 12 and it's runners in scoring position. But for whatever reason, their offense just didn't click at Kauffman. They got shut out the first time. Then the next game they scored 3 runs. And as John Gibbons always says, that if we don't score 5 runs, we don't win. And they didn't score 5 runs once in 3 games at this stadium. They're just not a good fit here for whatever reason. And Kansas City just did enough each game here, put hits together to eke out some victories.
And I know you baseball guys, Mike, have always known that the Royals are a good team, but I think they really opened up some eyes to how good they are as a team to a lot of people in Toronto, I would say.
Well, I mean, in my belief, they were the best team last year in the World Series, except they didn't have Madison Bumgarner, and that was the only difference. Otherwise, they would have won the World Series. They won the most games of any team in the American League this year, and their team with great depth in their lineup. They have tremendous defense, tremendous speed. Their starting pitching's a little shaky, but they have just a fabulous bullpen. They are a very good team, and it should make for a really interesting World Series.
So that's the story here at Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City. For Mike Rutsey, I'm Steve Buffrey of Sun Media and Toronto Sun.